Thanks, Asaph. You'll be talking more about where that song originates as well later
we're talking
today.
About that song.
All right. Well, thanks, Asaph. And it's just Asaph this morning joined me. Noelle is in Coachella or something like that. But she's here, but she's not here because she pre-recorded a thing, so she's here, but she's actually not physically here. So we will have her up here talking about events in a few minutes. But speaking of more community events, we have at Pineview Park up the rattlesnake, they're going to be revealing a brand new art installation. And this is what I read on the City of Missoula's website on the community news. And see the new piece of public art in Pineview Park on Saturday, that's tomorrow, at 11 a.m. at its dedication. The beautiful ceramic mural is called Rattlesnake Ripple. And is created by Missoula artist and sculptor Allison Ranges. Okay, so the next piece of announcement is 3rd Street is almost done. It is really close to being done. I mean, people will be able to drive through there easily from Reserve to Russell, and it's just been great. I drove past there just last week, and it's been great. Apple Moon Fall Gathering at Moon Randolph Homestead. So Apple Moon, 15th Annual Fall Gathering at the Moon Randolph Homestead will be held on Saturday, October 3rd. That's tomorrow, and it's happening from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you have all day to go up to the Moon Randolph Homestead to go be part of the Apple Moon Fall Gathering. All right, and then there's the Neighborhood Councils hold City Council Candidates Forum, and of course, I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. I have some more City Council news to talk about, but first I want to get to talking about the weather. So let's see. Currently it is 43 degrees outside, so it's a pretty warm morning for this week, and you can expect a 20% chance of showers happening today, with mostly cloudy, then slight chance of showers tonight. And then Saturday you can have a 40% chance of showers, and it's going to be windy. Saturday night, 20% chance, and then of course by Sunday it's going to be mostly Sunday, living up to its namesake. And Monday is going to be mostly sunny. So you can expect the weather to be a lot chiller, but still, you can still expect the temperature to be in the 60s. But of course, I do want to talk about our website, social networking time. You can find out more information about Wake Up Missoula by logging on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. So nice we made you spell it out twice. You can also like us on our Facebook page. We post all our content on there, as well as you can follow us on our Twitter page. Missoula Community Access Television has their own Twitter page under @MCAT-TV Missoula. And also you can like MCAT on our Facebook page. Of course, last night I was able to film the Candidates Forum for Wards 3 and 4, and it's between, just 2 candidates per ward. I don't want to mention everybody's names. I know some of their names, but I know all their names, so then if I tell you what their names are, then it would show favoritism to one of them, because for some reason I just can't remember a couple of their names, so I won't mention that. So look out for that video on our Video On Demand page, and you can find out more information by logging on to MCAT.org. So if you go to MCAT.org and you click on channel 189 or channel 190, you can find these nice little pages for you. So we made a nice video on demand page. It works a lot like YouTube, and you can look through all the most recent videos that were posted on here, which include Sovereign Hope Church, Missoula City Band, Zoo Fringe Festival. You have Wake Up Missoula. You have John Myers Memorial Party. You have all this great stuff from the last. These are the latest news. This is the latest stuff that was posted on our website, so you can find out more all about that. And of course, you can find out even more stuff on our Civic channel 190, where you have the Missoula Live, you have Community Forum, and of course MCPS school board meetings. You have the Missoula City Health County Board of Health. So it's just a lot of great videos, and you have the ability to download. It's as simple as right-clicking, and you can download a linked file, and you can keep it for your very own self at home. But that's about it. Do you have any news or anything that's going on, Asaph?
Just my book is out. That's it. I wouldn't call that news though.
All right. So I can't remember. I can't really think of anything right now. But of course I do have a little tease. It is Friday, and Flagship started yesterday, and I was running there. I got called, and it's like, hey, guess what? Flagship started. It's like, what? And I was like half an hour late, and then it was like, and I rushed down to Washington Middle School, and I filmed something. So I have a little thing from Washington Middle School for you guys later today for our comeback special of Flagship Fridays. So I'm happy to announce that Flagship Fridays are back, just for the purpose of me not talking as much. And of course, here is Noelle McAvoy with some Friday events, and then when we come back, we'll have Asaph with his with musical notes. So stay tuned.
Good morning, Missoula, and happy Friday. These are your weekend events. So up first, we've got yarns. So this is for all those knitters and crocheters that want to bring their lunch to the Missoula Public Library and work on their craft projects and gossip and hang out, Starts at noon. That's every Friday. And today it's First Friday. So a bunch of things that I'm going to be talking about are just First Friday and music events. So first up, we've got the first annual Montana Film Festival. It starts at 4 p.m. at the Roxy Theater. I talked about this on Wednesday. So it starts Thursday and then continues on for the weekend. So check them out at montanafilmfestival.org, and they've got their full schedule and lineup. And then over at Montana Art and Framing, we have Barbara Morrison Paintings and Sculptures. So it's just going to be her First Friday show of her paintings and sculptures. Her media is influenced by scenes of everyday life, so small sculptures, masks, and dolls from mixed media. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. And then we've got Brian Stewart's Surreal World Art Exhibit. This is going to be at the Lake Missoula Tea Company. And so that just starts at 5 p.m. And it looks like his medium is oils and acrylics. Great, yeah, some painting. Nice, check that out. And then over at Repertoire Art and Design, we've got Lands Alive, oil paintings by Barb Schwartz Karst. Yeah, so her paintings are abstract energyscapes that are based on ecological narratives, including geological structures and natural vitalities. Sweet, yeah, so that starts at 5. And then over at Betty's Divine, they've got an art show called This Little Light of Mine by Adelaide Every. So it'll be mixed media light boxes made from plexiglass, found objects, and collage. It's inspired by luminescence and structural properties of plexiglass. Sweet. And then over at Imagination Brewing Company, we've got First Friday, Wild Propaganda artwork by Rob Whitehair. So it's just going to be, has a background as a wildlife ecologist and filmmaker, and so he has created striking, colorful images that juxtapose animals and graphics to question our relationship to the natural world. That sounds really interesting. So that'll be at Imagination Brewing Company at 5. And then over at the ZAC, we've got the Missoula Monster Project closing reception. So earlier in this month, a bunch of different elementary school kids created monsters or drew monsters or thought of monsters, and then well-known artists around Montana created those monsters based on their descriptions or their presentations. And so that was at Zootown Arts Community Center. That art show was all month. And so now today is the closing reception. So that starts at 5. So if you guys didn't get to check that out, I highly suggest it. Monsters are great and little kids are great. And those two combined is just like symbiosis. And then over at Karis Park at 5, we've got the 9th annual Pray for Snow Party. So this is where they ship in a bunch of snow and it melts and then people snowboard down it and fall. So if you want to check that out, that'll be a good interlude between all the artwork. And then over at Bathing Beauty's Beads, they have Virgin Saints and Talismans by Antonia Wolf. And so they're pretty much, her show are pieces of jewelry that are worn displayed as like sculpture and worn for religious practices. So check that out. That'll be kind of interesting. And then over at E3 Convergence Gallery, Mark Matthews, his show is called Wood, Metal, Antler, and Rock. So this is a bunch of sculptures that, let's see. Yeah, just some sculptures. Check it out. E3 Convergence Gallery. And then over at Berkshire Hathaway Montana Properties, they have a gallery night. So they've got some paintings in different mediums from one artist, Tim Joyner. Yeah. The Radius Gallery, it's first Friday at the Radius Gallery, obviously. So it looks like they've got a bunch of different art shows and a few artists, different artists. Yeah, so it starts at 5. And then there's a first Friday at Sushi Hana. There's photography by Jamie Tipton, starts at 5. And then, over on the north side, they have a north side, west side First Friday Bike Challenge that starts at the Clay Studio of Missoula at 5. And so it looks like that's just celebrating the neighborhood, promoting art and bicycles in all their glory. Yeah, so that starts at 5. And then over in the Florence building lobby, there'll be the Spontaneous Construction Top Creations. So if you missed it last weekend or 2 weekends ago, you're able to see who won. So that starts at 5 as well. And then we have, over at the Dram Shop, we have First Friday with Chris Gibbish. It's photography. And Frame of Mind has got a First Friday event called Seasons Changing. It looks like it's oil paintings. And then over at the Clay Studio of Missoula, the opening reception is by Craig Clifford, and it's called Containment. And, of course, that's ceramics. And then Mismo, they've got their October First Friday Parents' Night Out. So starting at 6, you can drop your kid off and then go hit downtown and watch some artwork, look at some artwork and get some drinks and hang out. And then they'll watch your child. So $20 for the first child, $10 per sibling if you're a member, $25 first child, $15 per sibling if you're not a member. And then Downtown Dance Collective has got an art show. It's called Faces of Living Art, a 22-year mask reception. And so it'll be exhibit of masks created by Living Art of Montana workshop participants between the years of 1993 and 2015. Wow, cool. And then over at Missoula Fencing Association, they have a First Friday free fencing class. It starts at 6:30. And then we have a bunch of music events. You know, it's Friday. It's First Friday. Lots of things are happening. So over at the Wilma Theater, they've got an open house with the Whiz Pops and the Little Smokies. That's now finished. You guys can check that out. Sussex will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 6. We have Irish music session over at the Union Club at 6. Zootown Brew is reopening, and they're featuring Lockstar Cartel at 6. Wolf and the Moons will be at the Montana Distillery at 6. Traditional Irish music, at the Union Club at 6. Chelsea Grin and the Plot Mule will be at Stage 112 at 6. Dodgy Mountain Men will be behind the Old Post Pub at 6:30. Russ Nassett and the Revelators will be at the Union Club at 9. Fishbowl Friday, I'll House Your Fishbowl will be at Monks at 9. Drop Culture will be at the Badlander at 9:30. Swamp Ritual CD Release Show will be at the Palace at 9:30. Ryan Larson Band will be at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. And Wayne Horvitz and Wartime Blues will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 10. So that's what I've got going on for your First Friday events. Up next, we've got Asaph's segment.
Before there was Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, known to the world as Martin and Lewis. Before there was Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, known to the world as Abbott and Costello. Before there was Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, known to the world as Laurel and Hardy. And of course, you can mention comedians of the past like Phyllis Diller, Moms Mabley. Oh gosh, the list of comedians goes on. Henny Youngman, Jack Benny, Lucille Ball. Before any of those people, before any of those acts, there was the Three Stooges. And before the Three Stooges, there was Ted Healy. And Ted Healy is who I'm going to focus on today. But let's talk about the Stooges for a second. The Three Stooges, they were an American vaudeville and comedy act in the mid-20th century. Best known for their, Columbia short subject films that they had at that time, which is still in syndication to this day. Their trademark or hallmark was physical farce, slapstick comedy. And the main characters of the Three Stooges went on to become Moe, Larry, and Curly, or Moe, Larry, and Shemp, depending on the lineup of the films they had at that time. Now, their act began in the 1920s. It was a vaudevillian act known as Ted Healy and his Stooges, and it consisted of Ted Healy himself, Moe Howard, Shemp Howard, and Larry Feeney. There was no Curly at that time when they first started this act. Shemp Howard went into the motion pictures, and he was in a film in 1941 called Private Buckaroo with the Andrews Sisters and Harry James. And then, of course, Curly came along, known to the world as Jerome, And they shaved his head for that character, Curly, and the rest was history. Now, Ted Healy is the founder of the Stooges. He was born Ernest Lee Nash, but he was known to the world as Ted Healy. That was his stage name. He was born in 1896. Nash started his career in 1912 at the age of 15 with his childhood friend Moses Horowitz, who later became known as Mo Howard. And they did this vaudevillian act with Annette Kellerman Diving Girls, which included 4 boys. And this act was the beginning stages before the Stooges that we know at that time. And there was an accident on stage where Nash and Howard went their separate ways. Eventually, in 1922, when Healy's career was going strong, check this out, in vaudeville, he was the highest paid vaudeville performer in the 1920s, making a staggering $9,000 a week. Can you believe that?
Wow.
In vaudeville? And this was before he perfected the Stooges act. Anyway, in 1922, he teams up with Mo Howard again, and Howard was like this heckler character in these early Stooge productions when, before they became the Three Stooges. Eventually, Healy goes on to make films with MGM in 1934 to 1937. He was loaned by 20th Century Fox. And while he was doing that, this was the post-Stooges years, Mo Howard kept the act going with his brothers, and the rest is history as we know it. So today I wanted to focus on Ted Healy, who was the originator of the Stooge Act. Next week I'll talk about Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Nice.
So I'm going to be looking forward. Sweetly! I'll be looking forward to those stories next week. But if there was if it wasn't for Ted Healy, there would be no Three Stooges.
Well, thank you, Asaph. Yeah, I mean, that's great. We have more events with Noelle. I don't know how long these are. I just have to double check. This is Saturday events. Wow. There's a lot going on Saturday. So here is another 7-minute edit suite video with Noelle McAvoy talking about Saturday events.
All right, you guys, now we've got Saturday events. Up first is all of our farmers markets. So we've got the farmers market at the Red X's from 8 to 1. We have Clark Fork Market down at Caris Park from 8 to 1 as well. And then our People's Market is on Pine Street in Higgins from 9 to 2. And then we've got the Audubon Society. They're going to be meeting at the UM's Adams Center parking lot in Northwest Corner starting at 8:30 a.m. And they're going to be doing a 5-hour field trip to Old Smurfit Stone Plant to look for late migrating shorebirds and early arrivals. And then out in Frenchtown on 16840 Beckwith Street, the St. John the Baptist Church is having their 4th annual rummage sale from 9 to 2. Over at Missoula Gymnastics, starting at 9 a.m., is Family Fun Time. So this is an open gym for ages walking to 12 years to just participate and jump on their trampolines and swing into their foam pits and hang on all their crazy bars. And then we have Family Fun Time at the Y. So this is $17 for a family without membership, and then free if you have a membership. It's great for kids and adults alike. Adults get to chill and sit back in comfy chairs while children get to run around and be absolutely insane. And then you all get to take naps after. It just sounds great. Over at the Western Montana Fairgrounds, they're having a Living Country Expo. So this is a Montana Lifestyle Expo. It's everything Montana. So they've got hunting, boating, hiking, skiing, snowmobiles, motorcycles, camping, gardening, everything. So 2-day event to celebrate where we live, work, play, and take pride in sharing Montana traditions. That'll be fun. That starts at 10 over at the fairgrounds. And then at Taste Bud's Kitchen, they're having a chocolate zucchini muffin workshop. It's for ages 2 to 6. So you can bring your little one down to make some delicious treats. $20 per parent-child pair. So over at the Greeno Park Pavilion, starting at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, is a Rattlesnake Creek Awareness Day. So staff from Trout Unlimited, Watershed Education Network, and the Clark Fork Coalition are going to plant native riparian plants to improve the floodplain in Greeno Park. And then they're going to do interactive activities for kids and adults to learn about the importance of Rattlesnake Creek. So get out there, you guys. That would be like giving back to the community. And that's really what you want to do. So that starts at 10:30. And then over at the Zach, they've got a pottery sale starting at 11 to 6. Pottery sale. So go on in there and buy some pottery to support the Zach, as they are a nonprofit and need all the money that they can get to keep our youth in Missoula becoming artists. Yeah. At the Roxy at 11, there's a filmmakers roundtable hosted by Andrew Smith and Michael Murray. This is sponsored by the University of Montana School of Media Arts. As I was talking about earlier, it is the Montana Film Festival this weekend. And so there are a lot of different movies in town and a lot of filmmakers in town with a lot of insight and, obviously information about their movies. So check that out if you'd like to. That's at 11. And then in Silver Park next to Oregon Field, they're doing Bark for Life of Missoula. So it's a 1-mile dog walk and family fun event to raise money to fight cancer. Registration is only $10 and starts at noon. So then over at the Downtown Dance Collective, also at noon, we go quite on the opposite side of the spectrum. There's an audition for the Dirty Sexy Chocolate Show at the Downtown Dance Collective. So they're taking on a tour around the Northwest, and if you feel like you want to be a part of that, check that out. It starts at noon. Over at the Missoula Art Museum, they're having a Distinguished Artist Lecture by John Buck. Recently, John has been creating large-scale mechanical kinetic sculptures. The scale of his sculptural work requires an installation in 2 of MAM's larger spaces, the Carnegie and the Artistry Galleries. So the exhibit includes a mix of sculptures and prints and will premiere his most recently completed kinetic sculpture, State of the Union. And then you can meet John after he talks about his work. It starts at 1 tomorrow. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right. And then at Karis Park tomorrow at 2 is the Zoo Fest Music and Art Festival. So it's a free celebration of music, arts, and culture going on all day. They've got all these different bands. So the Little Smokies, Cure for the Common, Off in the Woods, Tony Holiday and the Velvet Tones, the Holiday Quist Band, Lockstar Cartel, 3 Year Dog, Wartime Blues, the Dodgy Mountain Men, Tom Catmull, Aaron Howard, and Ticket Sauce. Yeah. That's going to be great all day. It's starting at 2 p.m. Should be beautiful weather, too, so check that out, you guys. And then over at the Missoula Art Museum, starting at 3, they have an open figure drawing, non-instructed, $10. Must be 18 years or older. I think that the model is nude, so obviously you can't be inappropriate about it. So check that out if you want to. That starts at 3. And then over at the Moon Randolph Homestead, they're having an Apple Moon Fall Gathering and Fundraiser. I don't know what an apple moon is, but it sounds fun. So they will have their cider pressing, their cider press. They'll have great food, tours of the site, and live music. Bring a side dish if you're feeling generous. Admission price covers food. Local beer is served in addition. Doesn't say what the admission price is, but I can't imagine that it's that much. I bet it's only like $5. So that's at 3 at tomorrow at Moon Randolph Homestead. And then at the University of Montana, they've got Cruising Along with a Song, Barbershop Show. So this is in the UM Music Recital Hall, starting at 3:30. $10 for seniors and students, $12 for adults and children under $12 for adults. Children under 12 are free. So this is put on by the Five Valley Chorus of Sweet Adelines and the Rocky Mountaineers, as well as quartets and special guests. Sweet. That sounds fun. Some little barbershop songs for your Saturday. Nice. Yeah. And then, as I was speaking about earlier, this weekend is still the first annual Montana Film Fest. Go to montanafilmfestival.org to find out full schedule and more events. And then we've got music. Okay, so what's going on for music? The Wolf and the Moons will be at Draftworks Brewing Company starting at 5. Missoula Symphony Orchestra will be at the University of Montana starting at 7:30. Latin Dance Nights will be at Downtown Dance Collective at 8. The Masked Fire Artisans will be at Zoo Fest at 8 p.m. Absolutely with Chris Moon and Monte Carlo will be at the Badlander at 9. Tom Catmull's Radio Static will be at the Union Club at 9. Unofficial Zoo Fest After Party featuring Capture will be at the Palace at 9. Ryan Larson Band will be at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. The official Zoo Fest after party will be at Stage 112 at 10, and then March 4th will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 10. So that's what's going on for your weekend. Check out MissoulaEvents.net. Check out the University of Montana's event page and the newspaper and the Independent to find out more events that are happening that I may have not talked about. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you all Monday morning.
Well, thanks, Noelle. And that was Noelle McAvoy with your Saturday events. Of course, coming up next, we have some city council. So I'm going to just cue that up right quickly, and I do need, oh, where am I? There we go. All right, so what's happening with your city council today is that they were talking about the Missoula College. And one of the things is that Shannon O'Brien, she is the dean of the Missoula College, and she paid the city of Missoula a visit to update the current status of the new Missoula College facilities and student involvement. They don't have the enrollment numbers yet, but they say that they are hearing good things from it, and this is what Shannon O'Brien, dean of Missoula College, had to say in her update.
Missoula College has right around 2,000 students, give or take, depending on the year, and it's very dependent typically on unemployment numbers. Students go back to school when they don't have a job, especially we have a lot of non-traditional students. Many of our students, I'd like to point out, right around 400, 450 are dual enrollment students. They're high school students who are earning college credit. We really are hoping to increase those numbers and increase the amount of credits. Overwhelmingly, research indicates that students that graduate from high school with at least 3 credits are significantly more likely to go on to some type of post-secondary training or education. Grades are better, more likely to be successful, more likely to have better jobs, and so.
All right. So the next part I'm going to talk about is Emily Bentley. She asks about changing the programs to stay current to match the students' needs. So a lot of the people who do go back to Missoula College try to go there to get a new skill because they have a great culinary arts program. But one of the things that are growing here is that what are the other opportunities that Missoula College can have or could have in the future to evolve for students to further benefit them in the workplace. And this is what she had to say in response.
That they make those recommendations as they're in touch with, especially in Missoula College, we're very much in touch with because of clinicals or internships, and we're in a point now where we're blending the concept of apprenticeship and industry recognized credentials and earning credits for those. So oftentimes the requests always come from the faculty members and as they work in the fields. And one of my jobs is to kind of play matchmaker and find out, is it the HR director or is it what employee needs to be meeting with which one of our faculty members to double check our syllabus or double check our curricula to see that they're in alignment.
All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about, and so that kind of wraps up what's going on with that. So the brand new college is a new way of looking at education, and one of the things that seems to streamline through the Missoula College is the culinary program. One of the things about it is that it's thriving and turning out many chefs that have been changing the flavor of Missoula, and of course I had to make that pun. When I think about Missoula College, now I think about the Missoula Culinary College. It's all they have a lot of great programs, and MCAT's done a lot of great programs with their cooking competitions, and they also host high school cooking competitions at the Missoula College, as well as offering many scholarships and opportunities. And I think the one thing that they're also improving on is welding. Many of the city council members were really impressed with the concept of welding being brought to the Missoula College. And I've seen some of the stuff, and they've made a rib rack out through the welding group as well. So I can say nothing but good things about the new Missoula College, and they do deserve a new building. So my next meeting I want to talk about, so I'm not going to really show any more clips because I just want to talk about them right now. So my next meeting I want to talk about is the Public Works, and they continued on their conversation on removing 6 parking spots that's in front of the Thomas Mar Bar. And if you don't know where the Thomas Mar Bar is, it's actually right next to where the city council chambers are. So they So the bar wants to expand into the street a bit more so they can offer dining for folks just outside and have like a little patio type thing. And that's what they want to do. And they will be continuing to discuss this on later meetings, so you can look at this for more public works and check it on the agenda on the city website. And then historic preservation. I usually don't bring this up because they don't usually have too much to talk about, but Up Missoula, the organization that's talking about the Missoula growth policy, came to visit the Historic Preservation Commission, and they wanted to talk about what their 20-year plan for Missoula's growth policy, and it is available for public viewing. Just so you guys know, this is something that really is going to impact the way Missoula is made, and the idea is that they want to concentrate on growth inwards rather than growth outwards like it has been. So check out their website. It's rmissoula.org. And of course, Up Missoula did do a presentation at the Historic Preservation Commission. Up Missoula went over the packet. Public hearing is on October 6th. That's on a Tuesday. So that's next Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's kind of like an additional meeting. That is Tuesday. And I believe MCAT will do that. I'm not entirely sure if MCAT's going to be filming that or not, but I'll be sure to cover that if need be, because it's going to be a very important event that's happening. Of course, just speeding right along, I just want to say what's coming up for Monday, which is interesting because they're going to be hosting a short little committee meetings, like 2 short committee meetings just before the actual city council meeting on Monday at 7. So they're going to be talking about... where is that? Okay, so they're going to be talking about the MCPS school bond. So they're going to do a resolution for the city to support MCPS's I want to say $138 million bond, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's $158 million bond between the high school and elementary schools. It's basically 2 bonds kind of combined into one. You get a vote on one and the other. Of course, and then the other one is the Parks and Trails bond for the city playground infrastructure, and that has to do with the replacement of 10 playgrounds, part of the Fort Missoula Regional Park. And those will be happening just before the meeting on October 5th at 6:30 p.m. But to recap, a lot of things are happening in terms of the city infrastructure that will change the way we look to expand the city of Missoula. And to find out more information, you can log on to ci.missoula.mt.us. You can go to the Google, as Noelle would say, and you can Google in City of Missoula, and it's pretty much the first website that shows up. And it'll show you this page. This is the page you'll get, and I suggest you go to your government and you go to agenda, webcasts, and minutes. It's conveniently located. Let me just zoom in a little more. So you go to your government, and you go to agenda, webcasts, minutes, and it will bring you to that nice little page where you can select any meeting that you want. And it's a great resource. People can watch old city council meetings. If they can't go to the city council meetings or any of the community meetings, you can watch the video. And of course, if there's a specific topic that you're interested in, you can click on the tab that's in the agenda to your left while you're looking at the little window on the top right, kind of like what you see right here. You can see you have the video to your top right, and then you have all these things and they're little hyperlinks. If you click on the hyperlinks, it'll take you to the point, and that's what I use for when I'm trying to speed along to certain items on the agenda. But I suggest you look on that yourself, and you can find out even more information on that website. Again, that website is ci.missoula.mt.us, and to find out more information about Up Missoula, you can log on to rmissoula.org and to find out the new plan that's being presented to you in a portfolio, and you can look it over, and they're going to be discussing it next Tuesday, October 6th. So that's going on with that. So every 20 years, the city of Missoula has a new growth policy and plans. Of course, they always talk about plans, but this is a major initiative to change what Missoula is all about. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty sweet. I do have, it's Flagship Friday. I'm bringing it back. So this Friday we have a video from Washington Middle School. I just had some fun with some slow motion stuff with my handy dandy iPhone. I'm not advertising iPhone, but I use my iPhone because it shoots really good slow motion stuff. So I have some slow motion video to show you, and when we come back, we'll wrap up the show, and where you can find out more information about Up Missoula on Missoula Community Access Television. But for right now, here is, I gotta take a breath because I'm talking too much. Here is Flagship Fridays featuring the kids of Washington Middle School. All right, so that is 21 kids worth of after-school program, and it is for it's after-school program called Movie Making Club, and MCAT's Movie Making Club, excuse me, and yeah, we're gonna be doing that for the next couple weeks. It usually ends probably like after the first week or so in December. So you expect a bunch of videos coming from 3 different schools. Next week I'll be starting with Hellgate High School, continuing Washington Middle School, and finally I'll be doing CS Porter again this year. So it's the 5th year, or 5th or 6th year with Washington Middle School, about the 2nd year for Hellgate High School, no, 3rd year for Hellgate High School, and about the 2nd year for CS Porter. So we'll see how all that works out this year. It depends. You know, sometimes the kids just want to go outside and just run around and do their thing. And I'm just like, okay, do your thing. And then some of the times, some of the kids come together and we all film an awesome, funny movie. I mean, I just say, like, you know, a lot of times you just can't play it straight. You can't be serious in a lot of these movies. You just have to use what you got. You're at a school with a bunch of kids, so you got to use the building. So you just got to make it work as much as you can. I'm not necessarily special effects CGI guy, so I just try to have a dialogue-driven type stuff. And of course, Christian Ackerman is the guy who always goes with me to these after-school activities as well, but I also have a bunch of the kids who are returning after the last 3 years. A lot of kids keep on returning for some reason for this thing. So, Asaph, you have a book that just came out, and it's at Hastings.
Yeah, it's on sale at Hastings, yeah.
Cool. So if you want to check it out, check it out. It's called Supermarket Pianist.
Yes.
Cool. But if you want to find out more information, if you want to appear on our morning show, you can find us on our webpage, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. It's as simple as going to the Contact Us tab at the top right of our website. You can contact us via Facebook, but first you have to like us. That's the stipulation. You can always follow us on Twitter, and the only way you can message people on Twitter is if you follow them. But also you can in contact with us and follow Missoula Community Access Television at MCAT TV Missoula. You can also like MCAT on our Facebook page, where we'll be posting all sorts of links and videos where you can find out who your city councilman candidates are. And you also can learn more information about logging on to MCAT.org. It's so simple, MCAT.org, and you can find out all the announcements, all the stuff that's happening with MCAT. We are having our Do It in 72 film contest in 1 week. So 1 week from today, at 5 p.m. here at 500 North Higgins, we're going to be launching the Do It in 72. We're going to be coming up with 4 elements that you have to put in your movie, but we won't tell you that until that day, and you have 72 hours to complete a film. But without further ado, I just want to thank Asaph for keeping me company on this wonderful morning, and I expect to have a great day. It is First Friday. Get out there, see some art. I'm going to get out there. Hopefully I don't get hit by a car again, but that's just how it was, how it is. You know, there's a lot of people walking the street. But anyways, without further ado, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Raff.
I am Asaph Adonai.
Take it away.